Have you ever wondered where we black people get our English black names from? Like Patience, Duelot, Millionaire. It's because we're sick and tired of white people not being able to pronounce simple names. So simple names like that, you know? So we're giving ourselves our own names. And I don't mind us giving ourselves our own names, but let's be realistic about this, black people. Why is it that the girl who looks like an orc was living on the bridge with the trolls of her life? Why is she always called Beauty, eh? Try keeping a straight face when she introduces herself. Hello, I'm Beauty. I'm like, if you say so, she just do the dishes. And why is it the guy who looks like a convicted criminal from Posmo prison is always called Innocent Justice or Advocate? So I have an organization called Silk Gives Back. We do work at the Red Cross Hospital every Tuesdays. And I met this little girl. The little girl's name was Night Ness. I'm serious, the kid's name was Night Ness. So I asked my mother, Mama, why is your child's name Night Ness? And she was like, yeah, I was in labor for hours. For hours. But there was this one lady who helped me all night. She was so helpful. I wanted to name my child after her. So I read the label. It said Night Ness. So I called my child Night Ness. My kid's name is Night Ness Kume. Any colored people, there's some colored people here. I love colored people. Colored people are the only people that can take two names and combine them to make one name. Like Wayne and Dylan makes Waylon, Elliot and Elroy makes, Elroy, and Junaid and Nida makes your Night. They just put it together. I don't know how they do it, you know? But another, in Afrikaans people here? No Afrikaans people here? I'm not that's shocking. I love Afrikaans people, always have the longest, most elaborate names, like Johannes de Forest van de Westhuizen van der Laag. But Afrikaners will just be called JP, which defeats the purpose of having such a long name. But a lot of Afrikaners would rather be called by the African name, Baas. So I just, have any of you seen Long Way to Freedom? Now I'm in that movie for like 1 minute. I'm in there right at the end, you know? And let me tell you something, if you haven't watched Long Way to Freedom, I'll give you a spoiler alert. The man who goes into jail, he gets free and becomes president. I'm just letting you know, if you don't know the story, which is different, you watch it. Today, I realized I watched Long Way to Freedom today, and I thought to myself, we've moved so far as a country. But I thought to myself, no, we've actually moved further when I saw a commercial. When I knew that we have moved further as a country beyond racial bounds, we've moved further. When I saw a white lady in an Omo commercial, then I was like, we have moved far. I swim, and I actually played water polo with Tsiga. And I swim, I played Western Province water polo. Yes, a black guy who can swim. I promise I played Western Province water polo. But it took me years of swimming lessons to learn how to get in the pool like you white people. Because you white people get up the water so nicely, you white people. It's like a down to the mother ad. It's always and the water always comes off perfectly. And white people, how do you guys do it? But it took me years of swimming lessons to learn how not to get out of the pool like a black person. Why do we black people get out the water like this? Why do we do that? I think it's called the black stroke. It's called the black stroke. I loved swimming so much. I loved it so much that I became a lifeguard, But I became a lifeguard at beaches like here, Clifton, the white beaches. Because the black beaches is very simple, Because as black people, we only go to the beach twice a year. Day after New Year, Boxing Day. Like if you come here to Clifton, the black tide comes in, It's amazing. The thing is that we black people, we only swim in knee-deep water with a shower cap to protect the back end louder, you know what I mean? But I love being a lifeguard here in Clifton, Because in Clifton, I get to smear on my Factor North sunscreen, I don't need a Factor, it's just to keep up with appearance. And I had this nice floaty thingy, and I sit in my high chair. Do you know why I have to sit in my high chair? Because you white people, you love to swim far. It's always, Jam, I'll race you to that rock over there. That rock is Betty Robin Island. Gets a crab on the way to the rock. So I need to go save Jim. So I grab my red floaty thingy. And I'm running towards Jim to save him. And it's, some people stay so towards Jim. And as I'm getting closer to Jim, I can see that Jim starts panicking that I'm coming. He's like, "Ah, don't you black guys rest, or you're gonna rob me while I'm driving!" So then Jim realizes that I'm not there to rob him. And as I get closer, he's like, "Oh, just my luck. A black guy driving right next to me. When the real lifeguard comes, he's going to practice affirmative action life-saving. He's going to drag him out the water first." But even with all that duck, I'll still take a white beach. Because in a black beach, this is how I save the black ladies when they're drowning. I just walk in. "Hello, mama. Hello, mama. Mama, hello. Hello, mama. You can stand now, mama. You can stand." And she goes, "Yeah, I thought I was drowning." You know, another thing I love, have you been to Thailand? Yeah. Love Thailand. I go there every year, and I'm always there. And I was there again earlier this year, earlier last year. And I've never been to Thailand, but there's something called a lady boy in Thailand. Yeah. There are these men who've converted themselves into women. Don't ask me how hard it is. Don't worry, you cannot tell that they are unbelievably beautiful, like face to face. Like you cannot even tell if you're here. You know? So I was being chased by these 4 lady boys in Thailand. They're like, "Hey, chocolate, you come here, me show you good time. 50 bucks, me give you boom boom." So I started getting scared. I'm like, "No thank you, no thank you." They're like, "Hey chocolate, you come here, 50 bucks, me give you boom boom. Same but different." So after a while, I start getting scared. I look back, and I look back and I say, "Stuff off!" One of them gets up and says, "Who you telling to stuff off?" I look back, I say, 50 bucks, you show me good time. It's very difficult. But you know, another thing I love, I had a dog, you know, I love the beach, But there's one thing I don't like about the beach, is when you white people bring your unleashed dogs, it doesn't take very long for the unleashed dog to find its target. Me, and suddenly it's, "Harmon, with Zachman! Harmon, with Zachman!" White people, "He starts playing. He starts playing. He's part of the family." Like that, "Harmon, with Zachman, Harmon, with..." "He starts playing, just pat him, he's just playing." Like a khattu. "With Zach! Latuma!" White lady, "What are you doing?" Black guy, "Yeah, I'm just playing." "Yeah, I'm just playing." Can I have a bottle of water, please? Bottle of water? Hey, bottle of water, please. Yeah. Okay. So where are you from? Where? Sunset Beach, yeah. Okay. I'll come there after you hear. You from? Wonderful. So that's Ben. I'm sure he's talking about Bishop's Court. I know he's talking about Bishop's Court. Talking about swimming. My mother, they've been doing swimming lessons for years, my mother. Years. But as soon as mother arrives on the beach, my mother forgets everything she learned at swimming lessons. This is how my mother swims on the beach. Yo! And nothing I've realized that we don't know where to get the correct swimming attire as Africans. And we all just wear anything and everything. Like my mother just wears a white t-shirt. No bra, no panty. You see my mother running on the beach, you see my mom's boobs go like this. And all you white guys think you look good in Speedos. Hey, white guys. You only see here at Clifton. I'm like, white guys, if you guys are fighting the white winner stereotype, why do you want to vacuum pack it and put it on display? Yeah? But nothing I love, have you ever seen the colored guys? The colored guys just arrive in their Levi jeans, with their Timberland shoes, and they just swim in Cartoon Network boxes. I've never understood that. But my favorite, my brothers, my black brothers would just swim in a pet Wi-Fi. Do you know what a pet Wi-Fi is? No. It's this underwear that you can quickly take out to pee. No zip needed, nothing. Right? Let me tell you something. A wet pet Wi-Fi opens up like an electric date when wet. That's why sometimes you see black guys walking around the beach like this. Hey, when a man out here, until the man appear, and move a man appear. Oh, sorry. Another thing I love, because I grew up in Highlands, right, is I used to love, because a lot of the kids, I used to live across the street from these white kids, and white kids say things to their parents that we would never dare say to our parents. Like, yeah, Mom, you can kiss my ass, Mom, yeah, you suck, Mom. If we ever did that to our parents, imagine, you would be dead. My mother used to beat me up for this. But my mother we used to walk in the shopping centers, right? And my mother used to see a kid in the distance causing trouble with her mother. And my mother used to look at me and go, I wish you would try that. Please try. My mother would be like, give that child to me just one day. So I wish you would try that nonsense. And then I would look at him and be like, I'll stay keep quiet. My mother would start beating me up. I said, Mama, what did I do? She'd be like, I can see you trying that nonsense. You're thinking about it. But another thing I love about colored parents is that colored parents will threaten their children with other people. They'll be like, listen here, you better stop this cock now before I call that uncle over there to move you, that uncle over there. Another thing I love about this country is different people. And I love talking about race because I believe we can talk about each other. Like the only thing that should be separated by color is the robots and the laundry. That's what I love about this country. I love it. And remember, South Africans, the grass is only green on the other side. You know why? Because there's more shit there. Never forget. Another thing, the dynamic I like is because I grew up in Highlands, I love that there's something that white people are the masters of making a suggestion. And especially white ladies, and white ladies are very good at telling you that you are wrong without telling you that you are wrong. Look at the guys going, they are masters, because white ladies have mastered this ancient art of making a suggestion. Oh, look at those curtains. Oh, so beautiful, those curtains. Oh, can I make a suggestion? Oh, look at that plant, so beautiful. Oh, can I make a suggestion? Could you imagine the first time the English met the Khoisan? Could you imagine that first encounter with the English? Could you imagine? Hello. Oh, this is all your land. Oh, so this is all your land. Oh, can I make a suggestion? That it's not. So that's how we lost our land, to a bloody suggestion. And I live with a white girl. Her name's Angel Campaign. We're best friends. And my flatmate Angel is oblivious to race. She's oblivious to race. The only thing she hates more than racists or Indians. It's amazing. She's oblivious to race. But I told you about this. Another thing that I see quite often, if you go to Durbanville, there's something you don't see quite often. Is a white pig. Have you ever seen a white pig? Have you ever seen the way white pig is big? This is how white pig is big. They always have the perfectly punctuated black lines. I'm like, what? How did you end up here with a perfect education, damn it? Have you seen the way black pig is big? Have you seen the passion? White bigger. Who should you give the money to, damn it? Now, you ever been to Joburg and all the traffic lights, you always see the beggars. And the beggars and the traffic lights always have this lip, which I don't know where it comes from, but only at the traffic lights in Joburg. This is how all the beggars walk in Joburg. An hour later, it's a different lady. So the other day I was hurtful. I was like, no, I'm sick and tired of this Istanbul. Istanbul.
That's what I call a comedy cul-de-sac. Nothing funny. Cul-de-sac. 24, nothing to say about Istanbul. On my way here, I stopped at a traffic light and there was a beggar.
There was a beggar who came up to me and he said, "Sir, buy my nachi, sir. Sir, please buy my nachi, sir." He said, "Nachi?" He's like, "Sir, please buy my nachi, sir." I said, "What money?" He said, "Buy my nachi, sir. Please, sir, I'm hungry, sir. Buy my nachi." I looked at him and I said, "Futak, eat your nachis, damn it." Then another beggar said to me, "Change me, sir. Change me, sir." So I took off my jersey, I put on another jersey. He said, "I much prefer the jersey, sir." I repeat, like, so I played water polo. I loved swimming. The craziest thing about swimming is that I got my scuba diving license in Thailand, in Koh Tao. I got my scuba diving license, I loved it. So I went scuba diving. Now there are not many of us black people on top of the water. Underneath the water, there's none of us. Like even the fish were shocked to see me. When the fish saw me, it went, "Bro." Another thing I do love, I surf, love surfing. I learned surfing recently. And from surfing, I learned a very interesting stat. Do you know that there's never been one person of color who's been attacked by a shark? Not one person of color. Not one at all. There are two reasons for this. One, we don't swim. And two, we black people, we run away from danger. We run away like, whoa, shark, away. You know, could you imagine if ANC or Youth League or Kasatu or EFF discovered that there's never been a person of color attacked by a shark? Could you imagine if they discovered that there's something black people have been left out of that white people get all the time? Could you imagine them striking on the beach? Eat us too, eat us too, what about us? Eat us too. All I want to say is that they don't really care about us. Can you imagine that? Oh man. A very interesting thing, do you know, I don't drink alcohol, but I'm one of the faces of Cost Lager. Don't ask me about the contribution. So I'm one of the faces of Cost Lager for the last 4 years. And do you know, interesting fact, you know that Cost Lager delivers to 800,000 shabeens a week. Wow. I repeat, 800,000 shabeens a week. I repeat one more time, 800,000 shabeens a week. But our government struggles to deliver books to 26,000 schools once a year. Is there something not wrong here? Is something not wrong? You know, would I have an answer for this? They must print the books on the back of beer bottles. They will get there faster. So I'm a bit thirsty. I was in Namibia yesterday for 3 days. I could officially see myself get darker and darker as the day went on. And then he finished. I like you guys. You guys are nice. You guys are like my ex-girlfriend used to say, small but enthusiastic. I'm kidding. That's a joke. I like this front corner. You guys are like a Plascon ad, white from wall to wall. I like you guys. Very nice. Before I go. You're very smart. Everything I say, I can see you like a couple of steps ahead. I like it. I like it. Thanks for your suggestion. Thank you very much for your suggestion. I played rugby. When I was a kid, I made this programs, I played a lot of rugby. But every time I watch a rugby game, I always, you know, there's this one player called Beast. So every time he gets the ball, everyone screams, Beast. But I've realized that every time any black player in the team gets the ball, the Afrikaans always goes, Beast. I'm like, that's the wrong passing, damn it. You know? But guys, my name is Sylvain, guys. It's been awesome speaking to you guys. Like, I came here to, I heard, he told me before I came, he said, great group of people. You know, before the people come with you guys. You guys have been awesome. It's really good to be here. Thank you so much. My name is Sylvain, guys. You guys have been amazing. It's been a privilege to be here. Thank you so much. You guys have been amazing.